spent some time really thinking about this issue and working with our team here to ensure that we are actively engaged in helping women achieve success through the business school experience. So one of the first things that we've been doing for a number of years, it's been about a decade that we've been partnering with the Forte Foundation. And I'm sure you and your listeners are familiar with Forte, but we work with them to identify scholars that are then admitted into our program and then have access to scholarship funds to help support the financial cost of obtaining their MBA. But in addition to that, we are also active with them in terms of recruiting events and engagement. And for a number of years now, I have personally led a workshop at the annual Forte Foundation Conference for incoming MBA students. And the workshop is on getting your voice heard in the MBA classroom so that women come in fully prepared for what a typical classroom experience will be like in their MBA program, regardless of what school they're attending, and are given some tips on how to be present and vocal in those classrooms. So through our work with the Forte Foundation, that's been one aspect that we've had going on for a number of years. In addition, I'm very pleased with some work that we've been doing. It's a new initiative that we at Goizueta have named Project Engage. And it's exactly for this purpose, to meet the needs of women in business school programs, to help them make sure that they are having a positive experience and are getting the value from the MBA that they're looking to achieve, but also helping business schools with their very clear objectives, which is to identify and attract more women into business school programs. So through Project Engage, we have an initiative that is designed, we use the acronym ADAPT, where a school will assess what's working or not working in their particular program with respect to women, either at the recruitment phase or the experience of women in the program. Once they assess, then they will define a clear initiative that they can make a difference or improve for the women in their school. Approach would be the third step of this initiative, which is they would partner or approach a corporate entity, a business that's perhaps local to the environment that they're in, and work with that business to help gain some best practices or some added support for women in their business school. And then once they approached and sort of defined what that initiative might look like with their respective business, they would partner to achieve and implement those results, and then finally take that initiative public, so that the objective would be for business schools all over the country to engage in this kind of initiative, partnering with companies to help facilitate and grow a pipeline of successful women in MBA programs. So those would be some examples of some of the initiatives that we're doing at Goizueta. We have two times with which we have events that are particularly designed for women. One is the Fall Open House, which actually is something for all prospective MBA students to our program, but within that day or several days of activities, the open house, we have specific events and dinners for women prospective students. So that's an opportunity where they have to meet with our faculty, meet with our staff and alumni as they are considering why Goizueta might be the right school for them. And then later in the fall, we have an event called the Women at Goizueta event, which stands for WAGE. And that is an application process. So women would apply to participate in this weekend experience with other women prospective MBA students, and have even more close-hand engagement with our alumni, our faculty and staff, and really learn what it is to be a student at Goizueta. We're very pleased that that's an event that also partners with one of our most prominent women-based alumni groups called the Executive Women of Goizueta. The WAGE event happens in conjunction with Executive Women of Goizueta's annual conference, which is all about also identifying and bringing talented women executives together. So that's probably one of the most robust and highly successful women's initiatives that we have here at Goizueta.